The 2024 All-Star NASCAR race was nothing if not entertaining. Right off the start, there was drama involving Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. This drama continued on till after the race was over, when there was a major confrontation between the two drivers and one of their dads. As the race started, Stenhouse, who was right behind Busch, decided to make a move down the inside of the number 8 car, who ran a little wide in the second corner of the very first lap. But as Ricky made his move, he slightly banged doors with Kyle, squeezing him into the wall. Although there wasn't much damage to Busch's car, he was furious. As they exited the corner, the number 8 car went after the number 47 car. He rear-ended Stenhouse and sent him into the wall and out of the race. As Ricky made his way back to the pit road, he decided to park his car at Kyle Busch's spot. He got out of his car, he stormed towards Busch's crew chief, Randall Burnett, to have a few words. As he went back to his team, he spoke to the media where he was asked why he parked his car on Busch's spot, and what he said to Randall. "I parked it there because I figured Kyle would do something similar," Stenhouse told reporters after his day ended. "I told Randall that you can tell Kyle that I'll see him afterward over the radio. Since there's no tunnel here, I can't leave, so I'll be here when the race is over." As the race got over, Stenhouse was exactly where he said he would be, waiting outside Kyle Busch's hauler. As Kyle arrived at his hauler, the two drivers went nose to nose as they were exchanging words. While Stenhouse was mad at Busch for wrecking his race on the very first lap, Busch felt that Stenhouse had wrecked his race by squeezing him into the wall. And we'd feel elated if you could hit that subscribe button so we can update you with the latest news on NASCAR. Don't miss out on the action. Although we couldn't hear much of what was said due to the fireworks in the background celebrating Joey Logano's race win, we were able to make out Ricky saying, "You hit the fence yourself. I didn't touch you. You hit the fence and then you hit me." As they continued to argue, Busch refused to take any responsibility for the incident. This triggered Stenhouse to say, "Go back and watch it," before throwing the first punch. He delivered a classic right hook and pushed him down. After this, Busch's crew got involved and started to push Stenhouse back. As Kyle got back up from the floor, Stenhouse's dad got involved and threw a punch at him. Busch, being the man that he is, didn't even hold back against Ricky's dad as he threw a couple of punches as well. Several mechanics had to step in to separate both sides. We could hear Stenhouse calling out his dad, who had already run towards Busch, to land a few punches. Stenhouse Jr. then said, "Did he hit my dad?" As all of this was happening, the race winner, Joey Logano, was giving his interview on Victory Lane. The interview was over just as the fight began. This is when the interviewer announced the fight between Busch and Stenhouse. The crowd could do nothing but cheer them on. After the fight, Stenhouse went on to talk about it during an interview with Fox Sports. "I feel like Kyle and I have always raced each other really hard, back to the nationwide series when we were competing for wins week in and week out," Stenhouse explained. "Never had any issues. Then, I wrecked him one time at Daytona, and he's been kinda bad-mouthing me ever since then. I feel like we get along with each other okay outside the racetrack. I talked to him quite a bit. I'm not sure why he was so mad. I shoved it 3 wide, but he hit the fence and kind of came off the wall and ran into me. I don't know, when I was talking to him, he kept saying that I wrecked him. So definitely built up frustration with how he runs his mouth all the time about myself. But I know he's frustrated because he doesn't run as well as he used to. I understand that. We're a single-car team over here. We're working really hard to go out and get better each and every weekend." Stenhouse's main frustration was how Busch refused to take responsibility, and how he kept putting the blame back on Stenhouse. This was the trigger point for Ricky after the All-Star race. It's no secret that Busch is having one of his worst seasons in NASCAR. At the halfway mark of the regular season, Kyle is yet to achieve a race win. This has placed him in trouble as he attempts to qualify for the playoffs. While Busch's team, Richard Childress Racing, is running 2 charters with Austin Dillon in the other vehicle, Stenhouse's number 47 car is the only one out there for JTG Daughtry Racing. However, Austin Dillon was not qualified to take part in the All-Star race, as he had not won a race last season or won a Cup Series championship in the past. Stenhouse continued to talk about the hopes he had for his race to justify his frustrations. "We had a really good game plan coming in. Our car was really strong. Friday in practice, I was looking forward to running to the front. I think we'll pass a couple of cars there. I was excited for the rest of the night and he ruined it. Being stuck in here definitely doesn't help the frustration. If there was a tunnel, I'd have probably been at home watching the end of that. So here we are. As far as what's next, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is happy with the fight. I don't have anything else for him. If we want to do a charity match, I would do that. Raise some money maybe for the NASCAR Foundation or something. That'd be fun. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot for him. While this drama went on after the race, Joey Logano went on to win the NASCAR race. This was his first race win this year. However, it will not be counted as a win to qualify for the playoffs, as the All-Star race is not part of the regular season. But Logano did take home $1 million. Another positive note is that the Ford Mustang seems to have finally found its pace. Coming back to Stenhouse Jr. and Busch, although the former may have slightly banged doors with Busch in that opening lap, there's no doubt that the number 8 car overreacted by taking the number 47 out of the race. After the fight, NASCAR took it upon itself to promote the incident. They released multiple angles of the fight. Here are some of the comments from fans on NASCAR's social media page. NASCAR is promoting the fight, so that means no fines for sure. I love how y'all are like, fuck it, here's the exclusive angle. NASCAR in need of more viewers, I see. It's no secret that NASCAR will do almost anything to generate more revenue. Promoting this fight seems to be one of them. So far, none of the drivers have been fined for throwing the punches, but we can't completely rule out an incoming fine in the future. What caught everyone's attention was the fact that Busch went on to fight Stenhouse's dad after he was pushed to the ground. And believe it or not, even Ricky's dad got the satisfaction of landing a few punches on Kyle Busch's face. Busch is not the most liked driver on the grid. He's been known for losing his temper and throwing punches. His last tantrum came during the race in Austin, where he went on to shout at Christopher Bell for tagging him. But this time around, he did cause the accident that took Stenhouse out of the race, but did not throw the first punch. But I think it's fair to say that Busch deserved to get punched after the way he took Stenhouse Jr. out of the race. Here's what Busch had to say about the incident after the race. It's the first lap of the race. We don't even have a water temp in the car yet, and we're wrecking each other off turn 2, Busch said. I'm tired of getting run over by everybody, but that's what everybody does. Everybody runs over everybody to pass everybody. Busch still feels that he was not at fault as Stenhouse ran him into the wall early during the race. At the time, the tires and engines would not have been up to temperatures. This was what triggered Busch to rear-end Stenhouse and take him out of the race. Next weekend, the drivers will be headed to Charlotte to start the second half of the season. There's a good chance that things between Kyle Busch and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. would still be heated then, so we could see them going at it on the track once again in the next race. But let's not forget that both of these drivers are still looking to win a race this season to secure that playoff spot. Who do you think was at fault for the incident at the very first lap of the race? Also, do you think either of these drivers will be able to qualify for the playoffs this season? Post your thoughts in the comment section below.